It's really getting old, these black flies. Can't do anything right now. I hear thunder rolling a little bit behind me. It's the first view I have since I left camp. Went down a hill and down some flat areas and then back up a bit. There's supposed to be a few flat, beautiful spots up here somewhere. So we'll see. This whole section of the path is pretty awesome. It's just all open area. The path is a little confusing up here. There are no markers, no colors. None of those little rock pyramids that sometimes are on paths like this. But a couple of people already say that it's hard to find the path after a rocky area like this. I think I found my place for tonight. This is mostly dead moss, a little bit of green moss. Be a good place. Hopefully tonight will be clear as they promise. Now we have some stars and I have the wine finally and my cheese. There's not much else to do now but to sit here and have some food and enjoy the view and just wait, hopefully without black flies, until it's late enough so I can put up my tent. Lucky so far with the rain. Just one quick shower and that's it. I seem to be surrounded by rain clouds though. So I don't think I'm going to be lucky all the time. There's some right now. I think this is actually where we camped last night. Weston Mountain right there. This mountain was completely visible when we first got here. And now there's just this big rain cloud that's stuck there. Finally getting some rain here. It's only a matter of time. I do like the rain. It's not too cold, so it feels alright. My hand around the camera. I'm using a GoPro, by the way, for the first time. No, the second time actually. Thanks to Steve, my boyfriend's brother, who gave it to me to use for my channel, which is super sweet. He didn't use it, so he gave me the GoPro and everything that came with it, all the extra gear he bought. So thank you, Steve, if you're watching this. But anyway, I hope it records alright. I can't see what it records right now, but that's the only decent way I can do this without getting bitten all over the place. Does it pick up all of them swarming around me? I wonder. I sure hope so. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful anyway. Completely alone up here. Everyone who day hiked is probably done by now. I'm not sure what time it is. Maybe 6 o'clock, 6:30, something like this. So it's another 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours till sunset. But it's nice sometimes to just sit and do nothing. Have nothing on your schedule, no place that you have to make camp to. Yeah, just having a complete out time, you know. It's pretty awesome. I'm using this time to dry my rainfly a little bit. It was soaking wet from last night, of course, and from this morning. And since it's still too early to put up the tent, I'm just gonna let this dry a little bit. I don't want to use it tonight if I can. I just want to sleep with the mosquito net, basically. It's just a mesh inner tent, and see the stars. That's what I'm hoping for. But I don't want to carry all this water weight from the rainfly tomorrow, so I might as well dry it a little bit while I can. It's time to set up the tent. I can't wait any longer. The bugs are still here, so I'm just gonna try it, set it up, and then have dinner inside. Don't know when they're gonna go away. But the first thing I want to do is roll up my rainfly so I can easily set it up again. I've done this for many years this way before. I roll it up from one side, always the same side, and then I know exactly how to set it up. So I started just in one corner just roll it up. I've done this with all of my tents and it works pretty well. Then you just unroll it on your tent. Especially for those that have very special rainflies that need to be set up a certain way. Like for instance clips underneath that need to be fastened to the poles or Velcro. So now I have this little tag here and I'm hanging that on my pole. And then I can just unroll it that way. That's it. So for my tent I have one red strap and everything else is yellow. So this goes into a specific corner so the doors line up properly. So the clips just go into the poles. You have the top part that kind of spreads the tent apart so it feels very spacious inside. And this is just how I secured my rainfly with the Velcro up here. And I attached both corners. So in case it does rain, I can just get out and roll the whole thing over it. I sure wish I could cook outside and just enjoy sitting out there on the rock, but there's no way with the bugs. They're still out and about, and I just had to get my backpack in for my spoon because I forgot to bring that in the first time around. Every time I open the door and bring something in, or when I put my gear in here earlier, I have between 5 and 10 of those black flies in here, and then I actually have to kill them all first before I can do anything. So I probably have maybe 20 or so corpses in here now. Probably more since yesterday. Every time they find a way. I see another one. You're gonna die. I'm opening the zipper just a little bit to stick my phone out and film some of the sunset, the nice clouds and the lighting, because I can't be out there right now. And even so, I just had this little slit open and one of them came in and sat on my phone, so I squished him immediately. But it's clearing up. It's there are hardly any clouds, so I'm gonna have a chance to take pictures of some stars tonight once those bugs are gone. That's gonna be perfect. And sleeping in here, I mean, you can see it's all mesh, so it's pretty amazing. It's the first time I get to use this tent this way. Very much looking forward to tonight. It's going to be very cool. This is my view at sunset. Not too shabby. Yes, it would be much nicer to sit outside, but this is the next best thing. And it's nice to sit around and actually not have a bug net for a change. This evening's meal is risotto and chicken and vegetables, and it's very delicious. So today's story is related to yesterday, to the nice storm that we had. I have 2 encounters with storms that were far worse than what we had yesterday evening or last night. The first one was years ago in Germany, in a mountain range called Saxony, Switzerland. It's a sandstone mountains. And I was just hiking there for a day, camping there at night, and a thunderstorm came in, and it was super close, like, I mean close, and very very strong. And so I took shelter under a rock, kind of, to get away from the storm, and I saw lightning hit the sandstone formation across from me, which was a big sandstone pillar, basically a freestanding sandstone tower with trees on it. And the trees caught on fire because of the lightning, and the whole top of the plateau of the sandstone part was burning. And then because it was raining so hard, the rain put it out pretty quickly, and then it was just smoking. That was crazy. I've never seen that before. I've never seen lightning hit before. So close, and then something catching on fire. And so the storm finally moved away, and I went closer to the edge of the mountain there. And there's the river Elbe flowing down below, and a big fog bank lifted super quick from the river up past me and out of sight. It was just the craziest thing. Yeah, I packed up my stuff and left after that, because that thunderstorm really scared me. And I love thunderstorms, but that was too much. It was too close. It looks like it's dying down a little bit out there now. I don't see quite as many anymore. So maybe by the time I'm done with dinner, I'm finally able to go outside. We'll see. missing all the sunset because I have to stay in here. So sad. Alright, I'm gonna finish my food and bring you guys back when I'm back outside, enjoying the view, drinking my wine. That would be awesome. Here's to our adventures, my friends, to yours and to mine. May we always find the time to get out there and enjoy this beautiful nature, the solitude out here, the sounds of the birds, the storms and the sunsets, everything. This is truly magical. Good morning, my friends. The last morning of the trip. It's about 7 o'clock. The sun is shining, a blue sky. A beautiful day. I slept pretty well, except when the moisture started dripping down from the tent. Actually, I noticed already when I went into the tent that moisture was collecting everywhere. And I briefly debated to put the rainfly on, but I didn't want to miss the chance to sleep under the stars, so I just dealt with it. Everything is wet. I'll show you in a moment. Yeah, I woke up around 3 o'clock and an animal called that I don't know what it was. It was only one call. It sounded something like ooh, maybe. I don't know, maybe an owl. It's hard to say. It was very close. And it started getting light already around 4 o'clock or so, 3:30. Up here on the top with no trees, you see the first bits of dawn already very early. So it was cool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hopefully get this dried a little bit, all of my gear, and pack it up, have some breakfast, and that's it. It was a very cool trip, wasn't it? We had everything. We had the storms, we had, unfortunately, lots and lots of biting flies, the black flies. We had some sunsets and the stars. Yep. Another good one in the books. But yeah, let me show you the moisture here on my sleeping bag, on the tent, everywhere. Here's the side of the tent. I actually took the towel last night and wiped everything off a little bit, but of course it collected again. This fly is outside, thankfully. The ceiling. Looks kind of neat. And all over my sleeping bag. But it was very warm. So this water really wasn't a problem. I have little puddles. Look, little puddles from where it came down from the ceiling. It's super nice to have a view like this from the tent. I don't think I've had this before. I have on the ocean many times when I didn't use the rainfly, but never in the mountains. What a mess I made. Everything is spread out to dry. The sleeping bag on the outside is actually already dry. Everything else takes a little longer. Even my mattress, I have to keep an eye out for it so it doesn't fly over the edge. That would be horrible. It's my favorite mattress. In the tent, the fabric is getting there. The floor is still a little wet. And the black flies are back also. So let me introduce you to my mess of gear. Rainfly, the backpack rain cover, my camera bag, my stormproof, my day pack, which I also use to put the tent inside when it's wet. It's waterproof. My North Face sleeping bag, my rain pants, my 55-liter backpack, my rain jacket, my pillow and the lamp right above it, the tent lamp. Here are all the bags for the mattress, for the pillow, everything. My empty bottle of wine, which actually still had a sip in it, I didn't realize, so I just had my last sip. Toiletries. For the bear bag, oh, actually speak of the bear bag, I need to get that. And my spare clothing. Mosquito net, battery, charger, and the little pouch that has all the cables in it. And over there is already my stove and stuff for breakfast. But let's go get the bear bag. Need to put something heavy on my mattress. I don't trust it. And this bag. So we're supposed to use a bear canister here in the Adirondacks, but I broke the rule a little bit and actually bought an sack, which is made of
bulletproof material. I had to look up this name again. I actually wrote it on my phone in case a ranger asked me. It's Interagency Grizzly Bear Committee. And it's certified by them, and it's used in many parks with grizzly bears. Yellowstone Park, for instance, I think. And like I said, it's bulletproof material. And the good thing about it is that like they can't get in. They hung out this bag for maybe 3 hours and had 8 different grizzly bears try to tear it from the tree, try to tear a hole in it, bite a hole in it. It was not possible. They could not get into it. And if a grizzly bear can't get into it, I don't know if the black bear would. Any rodents actually would have a hard time too. They have another bag that's called the Almighty, the Ursac Almighty, and that has a separate bag inside that keeps rodents away. This one doesn't have that, but it's extremely hard for them to bite through this bag as well. And so this folds up super small. It's not waterproof, but it's pretty water resistant. I had it out last night and it didn't actually get wet inside, and even though it was raining like crazy. And so I just cinch it closed super tight with 2 really sturdy knots, just normal overhand knots, but with 2 of them. And then I use a figure 8 knot to tie to the tree. And I'm pretty sure a bear cannot undo this knot. This is for climbers a knot, and it keeps you safe. And I am a climber for many years. I know the knot quite well. But I'm pretty sure a bear couldn't open this. But actually on a, well, maybe not so fun note, there was a bear here in the Adirondacks who figured out how to open up the bear canisters. I think he was called something like Double Yellow, because he had 2 yellow tags in his ear. And because, you know, he became a danger, he went specifically to people, to their canisters, and got the food out of it. And so unfortunately they had to put the bear down. So with a bag like this, maybe it's a super smart bear and maybe he would have found a way, but I highly doubt it. And so even though I did break the law a little bit here, I don't feel bad about it because I know nothing can get into it. And the good thing is, I can just put this anywhere. I can just put it on the ground, around a rock, or on a tree. I don't have to hang it up like a normal bear bag, like you saw me do on my trip to Maine. That was just a regular bag, and I found a tree I can put it up to. But over here there are no trees that I could do this with, and so that's probably the reason why they want you to use bear canisters, because you can just lay them on the ground away from your camp and it'll be good. But this bag does the same thing, but it's a fraction of the weight and space. It's a great morning. But the black flies are out already. I don't know what to do with those guys. I'm gonna tally up who won the battle of this trip. The black flies or me. I'll put it on the screen. I have some numbers. Well, guess what? The black flies just got another point on their side because they chased me into the tent. Even though it's obviously not set up, it's just kind of on this rock here. But they just got too crazy again. I think there's just no stopping. You just have to pack it up and go away. They love this place. But I'm just starting. There's the water already. Yeah, as I was saying, I just started making the water and then the water was done. Jet boil. But yeah, I'm just gonna eat here real quick, make some coffee and the oats and then I'll pack it up. Time to pack it up. There's nothing left of the mess that I had earlier. Everything's packed up, stored again in the backpack and in the camera bag. My little camp spot looks like I've never been there. And this is where we're going. I think it continues up the little hill on that ledge there, or on the rim, to the other little hill and then down again. It's just a nice little loop. I just walked down the hill from our campsite in the forest, and there is actually a pretty good water source to filter. Just runs across the path here. It doesn't look like it's just from the rain from the last couple of days. I think it's a spring further up. Here's the second snake. Not sure what it is. I'll look it up later. There aren't supposed to be any poisonous snakes here, so I assume he's harmless and very pretty. Don't worry, I'll leave. Everyone enjoys the sun. This reminds me of home. Growing up as a kid, I always went around and took these little ends and pulled them off. I'm so happy that I have so many of the same plants here, and some of the animals as well. There's no shortage of beautiful views on this walk. On this loop, on this entire loop really. Coming out on another one of those flat rock faces. I actually stepped over this wooden barrier here to look for the path, but this is actually the marker for the path. Go this way. I haven't seen any trail markers at all. It's sometimes a little bit difficult to find. But thankfully the trail is well worn, so you can usually find it quite easy, especially in the forest, even without the markers. But I'm surprised some of the other paths in the Adirondack Mountains are so well marked, and this one is not at all. Only at the beginning I saw some when we first started the trip. But I haven't seen any markers in a while. I always see these orchids along the way, they're so pretty. Very cool. And this moss is everywhere. Every few feet there's something to discover. Just keep your eyes open, friends. Maybe I'm procrastinating too because I don't want to go home. I'm not quite ready yet. I just climbed down this very steep and slippery section here. Wet roots everywhere. That was crazy. I'm just taking a super quick break. The path is finally normalized to a way where you can find it and where you can walk fairly easily. A little bit up and down, but nothing crazy. But earlier I had sections where I wasn't sure at all if I was going the right way, and it was going down very steep, rocky steps that looked like they can't possibly be the right way, but they were. Backtracked a couple of times too, because I was on the wrong path. It's probably one of the least marked paths I've ever been on. And it's not like through the forest where you can just kind of zigzag and find the path again. It's very difficult terrain. I heard a couple of people that were up on a ledge and they just enjoyed the view, and met just now a couple more who've been here like 30 times already, and they know their path by heart. With a dog, I don't know how the dog will make it. There are seriously some places where I have no idea. Maybe they push him up, they hand him to the other person to make it some of those steps. I tell you, I wish I could have filmed it, but there was no way for me to set it up and then retrieve the camera again. It would have been so much work. So anyway, I'll continue. I have maybe 1/3 to go from our last camp, it looks like, but it should be hopefully fairly easy now. It's a pretty cool pond. It's not the lost pond that we saw when we came up on the first day. It's some other pond, but it looks pretty neat. Pretty crazy path. Wow. Holding onto trees to get down. And this is easy compared to earlier, trust me. I've heard this type of bird several times now over the days, but I don't know what it is. I will have to look it up. It's very cute. I've never seen it. I just came by the intersection that goes up to Big Crow Mountain, and I'm just following down the path to the parking lot. And of course here they have nice markers. Maybe they only mark main trails, those that go up to a mountain. Must be getting pretty close to the parking lot now. It's flattened out quite a bit. And just like that, the trip is almost over again. And I'm already planning my next ones. I definitely want to take a couple of days off to go to Algonquin Park like I wanted to this weekend. Maybe the end of July or in August. But this was an amazing trip. Except for the bugs. It was amazing. 20 seconds later, after I talk to you, I'll find the parking lot. Now I just have to sign myself out again, so they know that I'm safe. And these guys actually do have a book. Unlike Maine, the last trip I went to. Well, it's time to say goodbye, my friends. Another bugs. Another great trip in the books. I hope you enjoyed this adventure, and I hope I encourage you to go out and do these kinds of things as well. Of course, always be safe. Let people know where you are. Register in the books if they have them. And plan your route well so you know you don't overexhaust yourself. Smaller sections. Do your research. Anyway, I really enjoyed my trip. I loved the thunderstorm at the first night, and then the last night with the stars. It was amazing. And I will see you on the next adventure, which will hopefully come soon. The bugs. And I will just head back to Montreal now. Maybe stop by a mountaineer store here in the neighborhood and buy a book about kayaking in the Adirondacks, because I really want to do that as well. Anyway, take care, you guys. Have fun out there. Go out, have some adventures for me, and let me know what you're doing. This will make a great new companion for future adventures with you guys. A nice book on kayak locations in the Adirondacks. Hopefully with some camping, portages, remote areas. And I can't wait to look into this. Very cool. I guess those are some hints of things to come later on this year. We'll see when I plan the first one. But for now, I'm signing off. Gotta head back home. Get ready for work tomorrow. Get all my gear dried up. And that's it. I talk to you guys in my next adventure. So many of them. I have never seen anything like it.